Ladies and gentlemen, introducing you to this bout on our card here tonight. It's brought to you thanks to About Town Concrete. It is in the featherweight division, introducing to you first, standing across in the blue corner. Weighed in officially 65.7 kilos. From Brisbane, trained out of the Fifth Wave MMA gym. Record to date, 6 fights, 4 wins to the 2 losses. This is Alex Ross! His opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Weighed in officially 65.8 kilos. From right here in Brisbane, the River City, Queensland, he's trained out of the base training centre. Record in the cage, 5 fights, 2 wins and the 3 losses. He is the always entertaining, crowd pleasing. Make some noise. This is Jarvis Wickham! Referee in charge of the action is Chris Hay.
Fight number 6 on our card, brought to you by About Town Concrete Contractors. For high-quality concreting services in Brisbane, contact the experienced team at About Town Concrete Contractors. Head to abouttownconcrete.com.au for more. And immediately Wickham is getting to work. Wickham in the red, Ross in the blue. And Ross is just sending them on back, staying very composed and trying to wrap up the neck of a very aggressive Wickham. And it's Wickham who finishes the the single, and such a flurry of action, it's hard to stay on top of it all.
Yeah, wild start to this fight. Jarvis making a lot of level changes there at first on the feet, and it looked like he got caught by a pretty dangerous knee, but he managed to just shake it off, and now he's on a body lock.
I mean, butterfly guard on the bottom, it's sort of a unique position to be in, but it's a very good attacking one. Oh, and right as I say that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Catastrophic outcome for Mr. Alex Ross there, attempting to elevate Jarvis and just pulled mount.
And Wickham just staying aggressive and gets his back taken as a result. And look at how we alluded to it in the fighter introductions. Ross just jumps on the back and he's immediately attacking the neck. One hook in and he's squeezing. Trying to upgrade his legs, and Wickham's about it. Throws the leg over into an armbar.
Oh, that looks...
Oh, you can see the arm of Wickham just getting tweaked, but it might be past the elbow line.
Oh, great work.
Oh, Wickham smiling and laughing, talking to the crowd. What is going on?
Yeah, this is the craziest first round I think we've seen tonight. This is a wild exchange. Both boys just in finishing positions the entire start of this round.
And this is what you see when grapplers get really aggressive. You get these cool, fun exchanges, and people just actually love watching you fight. Alex Ross, no exception. All these submission victories have been so fun, and Wickham never been in a dull fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Wickham now consolidated a pretty good position in this cross-body ride.
And Alex Ross really knowing it, trying to hold on. Not to the glove, he's trying to hold on to stop the strikes from Wickham, and as soon as he gets that hand free, we just see exactly what I was talking about. Dominant position, and with the mount, Ross stuck between a punch and a hard place as Wickham just starts raining him down.
Jarvis on the back now. It looked like when he was ground and pounding there, he punched himself in the arm a couple of times, but on the back now looking to finish this strangle.
If you're Ross, what are you doing?
Crying, really. I mean, I'm trying to stand back up with this cross-body ride position. You have to be careful, because if you just try and recklessly get up, you gas. And sometimes it can be better to expose your back, have your partner attack your back, and then try and escape in a way where you actually end up in a good position once you escape.
Right. There's so many escapes from the back. I mean, you do no-gi from the very first time you step into an MMA gym, but that cross-body ride is such a unique position. And especially when you need to explode and use so much of your gas tank to get out of there, sometimes it's really just not worth it when it's so early in the fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure both men are feeling some cardiovascular tension right now. That was a wild first round.
As we go to our next-gen construction replay, you know it's good when it starts with the glove touch. And Ross, we saw him super aggressive on the feet, and Wickham, just no preservation for himself. He went absolutely at Ross the whole time. Went through those submissions, got to a very, very good position. And sometimes when you escape a position, I'm not saying this happened to Ross, but sometimes you throw an armbar up, a guy escapes and get into a dominant position on you. It's got to erode your will.
Oh yeah, I couldn't agree more. It undermines your confidence. When you're in a finishing position, you know the bout should have been over, and it just slips out of your grasp. It's very frustrating.
And speaking of frustrating, Alex Ross having words with the official. It looks like he is quite frustrating. And for good reason, that wasn't the best of rounds. Oh, beautiful. Ross choosing to go to work on the strikes. Uses the Gillo to flip him over, but Wickham has just got such a strong base.
Yeah, wow, that was the exact same start to the first round. It was Jarvis finished the single leg, but prior to that, he level changed straight into a knee from Alex Ross. But he manages to end up on top again.
And it's very meat and potatoes grappling from Wickham, but man, it's paying the bills.
Yeah, absolutely. In the first round, when Jarvis went to take the back, and he just fell off and got off balance forward. And it looks like he's doing a better job this time, just consolidating between steps, so he doesn't just get bench pressed off, and he can actually do some damage.
Yeah, and it's those little subtle things like the grapevines that Wickham had. And now he's trying to lock up a submission. And Ross is really just all over it.
Yeah, Alex Ross is still got a lot of energy. I don't think he's too gassed just yet, so a submission right now, that arm triangle might be difficult, but a strangle from the back is a much more powerful strangle, I'd say. That's one you can finish on someone who is still got a lot of fight left in them, if you can lock your hands.
Yeah, and Alex Ross absolutely got a lot of fight left in him. Wickham in this dominant position. The onus really is on Ross to move from here.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you are Alex Ross, you're unfortunately caught in a dilemma where if you try and escape, you use a lot of energy. And if you don't try and escape, you just get scored on and beat up pretty much.
Oh, Wickham going for a twister. I'm not so sure that's legal in the amateur ranks.
Oh my goodness, you're right, Jake. This could be a catastrophe for Jarvis.
Man, this is kind of like when a car parks on the train tracks. Oh, and Alex Ross uses it to at least get out of that position, and Wickham just looking to get back on him immediately. They rise, there's a hand down, but Ross goes back down to all fours. I think that was smart, because under the new rules, if he has 2 feet and 1 hand on the ground, you can be knee to the head. Ross knowing that, and it looks like he's gone down to have 4 points of contact.
Yeah, interesting position Jarvis is elected to kind of sit and strike from.
Yeah, why not? Alex Ross again talking to the officials. Holding onto the wrist, just making sure that that guillotine doesn't come to fruition. Look how heavy the hips are of Wickham. He's just driving those things in, forcing Ross to absorb all of his weight. It's really Ross against gravity and Wickham.
Yeah, that's really well put, and Jarvis is doing a good job exploiting that.
Yeah, absolutely, and then just aggressively finishing off that round. This is not the way I thought the fight would go. I thought this would be a slobber knocker finish if it was Wickham. And I thought it might be a grappling showcase from Alex Ross. I didn't think Ross would put Wickham away. His grappling is quite solid. But it proves to be Wickham who's showing the upper hand in the grappling exchanges. And when he's getting to a dominant position, he's really keeping it. And in our next-gen replay, there's that kick. Will come off a knee, sorry. Single leg. Ross being proactive and Wickham ending up in the better spot. The guy just has a way of turning misfortune around on its head.
Yeah, sometimes some of the stock standard jiu-jitsu techniques, for example, that sumigashi or corner throw Alex was trying off his back, sometimes in MMA there's a bit of Vaseline, there's a bit of sweat. They just don't work the same way they do with your jiu-jitsu and rash guards on. And it looks like Jarvis has taken advantage of that. And
they get to go again. Third round, Alex Ross showing a little bit of urgency. Oh, you can just hear those shots, and Wickham just waiting for the single.
Yeah, again, there's all 3 rounds he's managed to complete that single leg. Now Alex Ross in a reaping position, which
He needs to be very careful, doesn't he, if he starts attacking that ankle.
Yeah, if I'm correct, I believe the heel hook is also an illegal technique. I think his corner's telling him not to do it.
Very, very, very sage advice. Oh, and Wickham recognized the position, recognized that Ross got a little bit aggressive, went for the head, jumped over the hips. If you go for that guillotine choke without the hips, you essentially have nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. At best, nothing, and at worst, sometimes countered by a Von Flue choke, which would be a very embarrassing submission to lose by.
This is really a different side of Jarvis Wickham that we're seeing here tonight. Very mature. Very dominant. Yeah. Alex Ross is no joke, especially on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. He's attempting good techniques, and it looks like the way Jarvis just keeps managing to slip out and out scramble him, it seems like it's starting to frustrate Alex Ross. Fair enough.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating. Physically, mentally, especially because Wickham is getting to these positions. Ross is doing a lot of the right things, a lot of these traditional escapes, but when you've got a very, very strong base and when you can just get punched in the face, and it changes up so much of what's happening, and it looks like Alex Ross is getting frustrated even when he's doing all the right things.
Yeah, absolutely. As they say, don't get mad, just get even. And fortunately, Alex Ross is not really getting a chance to get even in this round.
Yeah, it's becoming a shutout. Yeah, the corner just saying to Alex, let's go. But, man, it's way easier said than done. Especially when a guy is on your back like that and he's constantly attacking. It puts you in that spiral of defense, and that's what we're seeing from Alex Ross. He's just, you can't win when you're trying to survive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at how aggressively Jarvis Wickham is jumping on his back. That is under the neck too. And he is squeezing. That is a tap. 2 fights, 2 third-round submissions for Jarvis Wickham, who is truly coming out into his own. Wow. Awesome. Bathing in the crowd and their adulation from what was a fantastic showing and a dominant victory from Jarvis Wickham. Really, really cool to see a guy mature and just fight so calm, just fight so professionally. I mean, he made so many good choices. Took very little risk because he was just dominating the whole time. And there's that kick, there's the single leg. That was like a single leg each round, hey?
Yeah, to start every round. That was Alex Ross's undoing. Every single round was he threw a kick or a knee and he got single legged off it.
The recipe for Jarvis Wickham, very interesting. If he can get that good between fights, what's he going to look like next time?
Yeah, props to Jarvis Wickham for just not caring about the kick or the knee and just grabbing it regardless and taking his opponent down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get set to make this one official. This one brought to you thanks to our sponsor, About Town Concrete. But ladies and gentlemen, give them both a round of applause. Again, fantastic display here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make this one official though. 2 minutes 33 of your third and final round. Your winner by submission, and it goes to the red corner, Jarvis Wickham!
Watch out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll grab a few words with our winner. I'm not going to lie, I was hoping I'd get the chance to speak to you tonight. Now that you've said that we better look out, who knows what could happen here. First of all, congratulations. What a performance. You must be thrilled.
Oh, mate, firstly, thank for everyone to coming down here. I love stepping into Beatdown Promotions, which is the best promotion. So thank you for that. Thanks to Alex. I really respect anyone that gets in here. Alex is 6'2" for a fucking featherweight. That's crazy, bro. So the game plan was to come and strike with him, and then he started hitting me in the face, so I thought, oh, nah, better do something else. So yeah, he hit me with a body kick in the third. I thought I was pissing blood, bro. That shit was rough. But yeah, thank you for everyone. Thanks for the demo, for the show, and hey, yeah, that's about it.
You've covered a fair bit there. But you adjusted on the run there, and then once you got him onto the ground, did you feel you had control of it from that point.
Yeah, with respect, I felt much stronger in the grappling. I've been grappling for years, 11 years, 12 years. Shout out to Lemos Jiu-Jitsu, 10 years now. Thank you to Base Training Centre, great gym. Yeah, I felt like once I was on top, I wanted to get a bit more damage, but I also didn't want him to stand up, so I was like, oh, I'll just hold him here.
And it took until 2 minutes 33 of the third, but when you had that opportunity, you seized it and ended the night.
Yeah, mate, I wasn't letting him get out of that. So once I had that choke, that was it. I was squeezing till I died. So thank you, everyone. Thank you. Have a great night.
Congratulations. Enjoy it. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Jarvis Wickham.